welcome to a sunny Sunday in Manchester at the Joy Stadium, as two cities usually split by red and blue collide, as Manchester and Bristol do battle in the WSL. Newly arrived Bristol City are learning fast about the step back into elite, and after back-to-back defeats, tests don't come much bigger than Manchester City away. Lauren Smith will be hoping that her team will continue something special and start a new chapter for Bristol City, who came up as champions with a swagger. A performance today against this Manchester City side will really announce their intent. As for the hosts, conceding last weekend right at the death left them feeling hard done by against Chelsea. A rotated Conti Cup side in the week came through against Everton to settle any frustrations lingering, and they will be heavily favoured coming into this afternoon. Gareth Taylor has a wealth of experience and quality to pick from. So suspensions for Lauren Hemp. Alex Greenwood has come back from that red card last weekend to start as captain. And the big one is Khadija Bunny Shaw, the leading sharpshooter, the ever-threatening centre forward, leads the line in replace of Lauren Hemp. Jill Roord scored on her City debut a fortnight ago. She continues in the middle of midfield. As for Bristol City, they've got their own front-footed force in Amelie Testrup to call upon. Started the season exceptionally well, 2 goals already since signing for PSV in the summer. It's going to be a big ask this afternoon for that goal-scoring form to continue. They will need to. Her good form has kept last season's top goal scorer, Shania Hales, on the bench. Rachel Furness starts in midfield. She has experienced a win over City in Manchester with Reading back in 2018. They'll be hoping her quality and experience can lead Bristol to a famous result this afternoon. Alex Greenwood passed 100 appearances for Manchester City last weekend. It didn't end the way she wanted to. She'll hope to start the next century with the armband on, and hopefully at full time for her sake with 3 points in the back pocket, although Bristol City will be hoping for something very, very different. Ahead of every fixture this weekend in the Barclays Women's Super League, black armbands will be worn and there will be a minute's silence to remember the innocent victims of the devastating events in Israel and Palestine. Our thoughts are with them, their families and friends, and with all the communities who are affected by this ongoing conflict. Final few formalities between the two captains then, in Megan Connolly in her Bristol City side here today, and Alex Greenwood of Manchester City. It's fair to say that Bristol City have continued the way that they left the Championship by scoring goals. They 3-1 defeat to Spurs last weekend, but then a absolute classic of a game, a 4-2 defeat on the opening day to Leicester City. Today is a bit different though. This is what you step up to the WSL for. Away days to teams like Manchester City, an opportunity to prove to one or two, and not only do you belong at this level, perhaps one or two have written you off too early. Plenty of quality in both sides, an opportunity for something brilliant in the sunshine this afternoon. Question is, will the sky still be city blue in Manchester at full time, or will there be a Bristolian bounce in the away end? It's Manchester City versus Bristol City in the WSL, live and free on FA Player. Immediately, Manchester City get into their passing rhythm with the captain, Alex Greenwood. Always very central to all of that. Switch of play early. Morgan. Angledal into Kelly. Intercepted though, and I start now for Bristol City to try and build something. It's a lovely ball from Stacky down the line. Both players want the decision to go their way. Kennedy in the end shuffles the ball out and concedes the corner. Alana Kennedy, who hasn't put a foot wrong in the opening weeks, has been absolutely immovable at the back for Manchester City. Convinced that should have been a goal kick for her team. Now an opportunity for Bristol City to test Kiara Keating in the Manchester City goal. The only bit of shade on this near side, Megan Connolly stands over it. Lovely in swing up. It's a flick on, I think, from Bunny Shaw, actually. It will go out for another corner. Important touch from Khadija Shaw. We're used to seeing her have an imposing presence in the opposition box. Doing her job for her team defensively there. Chloe Mustaki will now come over to take the corner from the opposite side for Bristol City. You can just see Amy Rogers and Megan Conley both lurking with intent on the edge of the box. Hasegawa keeping alive to it. And there was Hasegawa just to nip in before Amy Rogers could get anything on it. Can Esme Morgan keep it in? Can. Keating. With a clearance nearly into the path of Connolly, but here's Khadija Bunny Shaw. Angledal. Now Greenwood. Fowler on the overlap. Instead, nudges it infield to Roord. Hasegawa. Football from Manchester City. Here's Chloe Kelly. We'll win a corner. Now Keys had to be aware. He's rippled the side netting. Well defended by Naomi Lazel. Customer to defend against this Chloe Kelly. Always wants to deliver as quickly as possible, but such quality on both sides. Can chop and change and move the direction of travel very quickly. And she's back on the ball now. Short corner back to Alex Greenwood. Hasegawa into Chloe Kelly. Jamie Lee Napier under pressure from Leah Alexandri, and Alex Greenwood's got the ball again. Here's Chloe Kelly. Wins a corner. Second corner in a matter of minutes for Manchester City. Again, the short option is there and used. Here's Kelly. Jamie Lee Napier stuck to her task perfectly and concedes a throw in. Greenwood. Nudge back to her is straight out of play. Kennedy. Now an opportunity for Jill Roord. Hasegawa. Angeldal. Chloe Kelly again. Play from Leah Alexandri, popping up in more central midfield role despite her seeming left-back starting position. Now an opportunity to perhaps break forward. It's a lovely ball. Fortunately, just a shade behind Amelie Testrup. You could see the idea, though, very quickly from Brooke Aspin, just to step in and try and release her teammate. There's very definitely a need for patience when playing Manchester City. They're not being patient themselves. Towards Bunny Shaw. Flag was up anyway. Very much always in danger when playing Manchester City. The quality they have going forward, and any slight lapse in concentration could be costly. Bristol City stood up to the task well there, though. Shuffle in the pack again, though, as we can see from perceived 3-4-2-1-2 or a formation in that mould, certainly with Jamie Lee Napier and Chloe Mustaki playing as sort of wing backs as such. Need to be a back five at times, but show that versatility. Third WSL game, third different formation in which Smith has elected to start with, showing that adaptability and having the confidence as well to change things and try and find a different answer. Opening 8 minutes, every question that's been asked, they've very much answered. Here's Alana Kennedy. Alexandri now. Fowler. Roord. Morgan. Punched into Hasegawa. Lovely through ball. Angeldal cuts it back towards Bunny Shaw. And it's headed in by Jill Roord. Wonderful Manchester City build-up. Incisive, delicate passing between Hasegawa and Angeldal. Bunny Shaw thought she'd scored. Jill Roord made sure Man City had. Lovely football. Very nearly Bunny Shaw off the mark in the WSL this season. Jill Roord already is and has her first goal at her new home at the Joy Stadium. Second goal in 3 games then for Jill Roord, already proving an excellent acquisition for this Manchester City side. The task is very different now, though, for Bristol City. Need to find an answer and come from a goal down. How will they react towards Rachel Furness? Flick on can only find Alana Kennedy. Keating. It was Bunny Shaw. Not sure too many Bristol City fans will thank me for reminding, but the last time they did visit this stadium back in the 2020-2021 season, they finished 8-1 to Manchester City. Certainly be hoping that Nothing of the like happens this afternoon. Here's Morgan. Now Kelly. Angle with the overlap. Instead goes inside to Hasegawa. Morgan again. Kelly. Now Angledal. Maisel just thought she might get a toe on that, but had to retract. Angledal still going. Hasegawa. There's Alana Kennedy. Now Alex Greenwood. Jill Roord, the goal scorer. Harry Fowler, fleet of foot. Now Angledal. Left in a heap, but Manchester City will play on. Kennedy. It's Alexandri. And now Morgan. And Kelly again. Hasegawa. Patient, precise passing from Manchester City. Morgan. Hasegawa. Bristol City will point towards the fact that they're not really progressing though. Although that patient approach is certainly something in the Manchester City DNA. Here's Greenwood and Fowler against Napier. Deep cross towards the far post. It's a good punch, only as far as Chloe Kelly. Off the line, a second attempt for Kelly. Again defended well. Lashed to safety. Hasegawa. Now Fowler. Another deep cross towards Shaw. It was Angledal sneaking in at the far post, but well defended again by Bristol City. See this. Just leans in there. Mustaki just does enough just to make sure there's not a free run and jump from Philippa Angledal. Now Roord. Greenwood with the overlap. Tease it in early towards Bunny Shaw. You know the outcome. Another little look as both players needing treatment. The flag's up for offside anyway. It's a lovely weighted ball in and brave header from Bunny. Attacks the ball brilliantly well. Leading goal scorer in the WSL last season. Always amongst the top scorers. Frightening ability of finding the back of the net. She'll have to wait for her first WSL goal though. Flag was up for offside. Pleased to say that thankfully Kenan Marquis is okay as well in the Bristol City net. Flick on by Furness. Looking towards Carrie Jones, unable to find her on that occasion though. Alexandri. Into Alana Kennedy. Greenwood. Lovely slide ball into Bunny Shaw. Trying to find Rord. Comes to a second attempt. Hasegawa out to Chloe Kelly. Deflection. It's a good save from Marquise. Had to be very aware of that. It takes a nick off of Naomi Lazel. Could have very easily wrong-footed the goalkeeper, but a good, strong palm to punch it above the bar. Another City corner. Greenwood over it. Towards the front post, it's headed away. Only as far as Hasegawa though. Manchester City pressure. Again, building on this near side, this time with Greenwood. Back to Hasegawa. Greenwood again. Now Morgan. Fowler. Reverse pass into Jill Rord. Well defended by Connolly. It was Rogers, in fact, who nipped in first to get the ball for Bristol City. Bit of space now for Mary Fowler, though. Snuck away by Struck. Greenwood. Hasegawa. Defended well by Mustaki. Such a Jamie Lee Napier who come all the way across. Occasion now retreating to the right-hand side. Kennedy into Hasegawa. Alexandri. Punches it wide to Esme Morgan. In behind is Mary Fowler, cuts it back to Bunny Shaw. It's a fantastic tackle. Really is a brilliant, brilliant tackle. Looked for the majority inside the Joy Stadium that Bunny Shaw was about to sweep it goalwards, but excellent last-ditch sliding tackle to prevent that happening. Alexandri. Esme Morgan again. And the goal scorer, Jill Rord. Lovely switch of play to the Manchester City captain. On the ball again now is Alex Greenwood. Rord. Hasegawa. Fowler. It's a lovely turn from Yui Hasegawa. So neat and tidy on the ball. Very rarely gives away possession. That's why she's been so integral since joining from West Ham United last summer. Almost an ever-present, almost unthinkable to perceive Manchester City in the way they play without Yui Hasegawa in that deep line pivot. There she is again. Kennedy. Greenwood. Nearly got caught under her studs there. It's a second attempt at it. Free kick for the foul on Philippa Angledal. Opportunity for Alana Kennedy to step forward, and Claire Alexandri as well. Chloe Kelly and, you'd imagine, Alex Greenwood will be in control of this situation, but Kelly and Hasegawa, both options. Gives it to Hasegawa, changes the angle for Greenwood. Morgan. Hasegawa again, here is Greenwood with a little bit of space on this right-hand side. Thought about teasing the in-swinger instead. Shifts the ball to Alexandri, then to Morgan, now Fowler. Back to Alexandri. Lovely ball roll. Gives it back to Fowler. Well defended though, and now can Bristol City start to build something? Lovely turn from Testrup. Immense pressure though, Rogers gives the ball away. Really well defended, Rachel Furness, that's what she's in there for. A little bit of composure, a little bit of calmness and experience on the ball. Real good addition. Played a big part in the second half of last season, and certainly will need to be leaned upon at times this year. Had a wonderful career, Newcastle, Sunderland, Spurs, Liverpool of course. Great international player as well. Kennedy's done well, but Carrie Jones has tried to nip in. Morgan. Now Greenwood, 22 minutes played here at the Joy Stadium in Manchester. Opening goal of the game coming from Jill Rord after lovely interplay between Hasegawa and Angledahl. Bunny Shaw rattled the crossbar, and then nodding in on the line was Jill Rord to make sure. Bunny Shaw has been heavily involved. In fact, it's had a goal already disallowed for the offside flag. A brave header colliding with Kayla Marquise in the Bristol City goal. Both of them got a little bit of damage for their bravery. Thankfully, both were okay to carry on, but flag was up to prevent Bunny Shaw opening her account in the WSL this season. Has already found the back of the net, of course, in the Conti Cup in midweek against Everton. It's her first WSL start of the season. We'll be certainly hoping to continue what is a formidable record in front of goal. Here is Rord, lovely spin, but well intercepted by Furness. Tried to flick it over and tried to relieve it with a little bit of pace from Jamie Lee Napier, although Mary Fowler is equal to it. Switch of play from Greenwood into Angledahl. Nudge on to Chloe Kelly. Morgan. Kennedy. Now Greenwood. Into Rord. Back to Fowler. Kennedy. Now Fowler. A little bit of space on the far side up against Napier. Teasing delivery towards the centre of the box. It's headed away brilliantly by Struck. Alexandri. Rord. Back to Alexandri again. To wriggle out of a difficult situation there, Jill Rord, to keep possession for Manchester City. It's Kelly. Greenwood. Nodded up by Aspin. Now Napier, although Fowler's won it back. Jinks away as well from Napier, Mary Fowler. Morgan shows a little bit too much to Testrup. Keeps possession though. Alexandri. Now space for Angledal. Alexandri again. Carrie Jones left the leg out and concedes a foul. Alexandri, in a rush to get on with things, gives it to Hasegawa. Now Greenwood. Kennedy. Lovely sweeping move. That's a lovely ball from Chloe Kelly. Whip towards the far post. It's going to find its way to Mary Fowler. Now Greenwood. Fowler again. Whip towards the far post, towards Shaw. A little bit too much on it. Marquise came and looked like she knew that was drifting over, so was happy to let it roll. They've got such a formidable record against newly promoted teams, Manchester City. They'll have a few tests to come, and there's plenty of tests this afternoon. Also live, underway at the moment, of course, Manchester United versus Leicester City, also an FA player. One kicked off at 12 o'clock this afternoon. A few more still to come as well. Watford, Lewis in the Women's Championship. It's a big game that kicks off at 2 o'clock. And another one later on this afternoon from the WSL, Brighton Hove Albion versus Tottenham Hotspur. 4 o'clock kickoff, that one this afternoon. Chance for Gareth Taylor to get his message across here. Just coming back to that formidable record that Manchester City have got against newly promoted sides. They've won the last 14 WSL matches against fellow sides with City in their name. So that doesn't bode too well for Bristol City. And then they've just absolutely dominated newly promoted teams. They're unbeaten in the last 20. Won 16 of those, drawn 4. 100% win record against promoted teams on home soil. Winning all 11 games by an aggregate score, look away if you're a Bristol City fan, of 42 goals to 2. If you're looking for a silver lining, it does mean they do concede goals at home, just they're very, very rare against newly promoted sides. But Bristol City have made a good showing of it the first 28 minutes here at Joy Stadium. Dug in well, they've defended well, and they've restricted Manchester City to few real clear-cut chances. Had a number of showings as well on the counter-attack. Need to try and find Amelie Testrup a little bit more regularly with that counter-attacking play, but just an opportunity to get on the ball, they'll like here, because Manchester City do tend to dominate possession and go minutes without possession, but here they are on the ball now. Here's Carrie Jones, and here is Amelie Testrup. Back to Rogers. Overlapping run. Here's Napier. Chance to get the ball in. Deep cross towards the far post, towards Mustaki. It's going to fall to Furness. Little glimmer of hope, though, for Bristol City. Game's still very much there for them. And now Morgan looking to get the tempo back up to the speed that Manchester City are comfortable with. Angledal now to Chloe Kelly. Lovely reverse pass from Morgan back to Philippa Angledal, stuck under her feet a little bit and concedes possession. Here's Furness. Out of play on this near side. "15 minutes till the half, still just the one goal between them. Jill Roord on the score sheet after tapping in from Khadija Bunny Shaw's rapping effort, which rattled the crossbar from close range. The tail of the tape is very much as expected. Manchester City very dominant in terms of possession. Bristol City defending resolutely so far. Here's Yui Hasegawa. Kelly just couldn't quite find a way through 10 or 15 bodies that were strewn across the penalty area. Greenwood, Morgan. Greenwood again. A bit of space for Alexander to step into. Nudges it on to Fowler. Drives towards the byline, Mary Fowler. Comes back. Alexandri. Deep towards the far post, towards Chloe Kelly. Just a little bit too much on it on that occasion. Again, well defended by Bristol City, though. Compact when they need to be. Lazel flicks the ball round looking for Mustaki, but it's going to go out for a throw-in. Morgan. Alexandri. There, Alexandri and Alex Greenwood seeming to have switched roles ever so slightly, and Greenwood a little bit further, more advanced. Wins a free kick in a dangerous position now, though, Jill Roord. Lovely spin to win the free kick. And now it'll be Alex Greenwood to tease one in with that wicked left foot. Greenwood's delivery towards the front post, and it's a brilliant header, nodded in by Leia Alexandri. Needed a glance, and that's exactly what it got. A lovely delivery from Alex Greenwood, and it's a brilliant header from Alexandri. It's a difficult one, that as well. Just needs to glance it enough that it nestles in the far corner. So easy to run ahead of it and get too much on it and not finish the chance. But that she did, and doubles Manchester City's lead. Furness brave in there, and looked like she took a whack to her head for her troubles. Hopefully she's okay. Brave in there, though, was Rachel Furness, and now an opportunity for Bristol City to react immediately. An opportunity to push Scylla Struck, who's stepped forward, and Naomi Lazel as well. Be conversation between Megan Connolly and Chloe Mustaki as to who takes this. Neatly worked routine off the training ground, but able to find a teammate on that occasion. Chance not over yet, though, potentially if they can rework it, although now the danger is the Manchester City counter-attack. Here's Bunny Shaw, very importantly dealt with in the end by Mustaki. Here's Fowler. Slides the ball in for Angledal. Towards Bunny Shaw. Kennedy. Slides the ball over to Alexandri, the second Manchester City goal scorer. Here's Hasegawa. Fowler. Now Leia Alexandri. Slide ball looking for Chloe Kelly, who's momentarily swapped wings with Mary Fowler, who's gone over to that left-hand side. Here's Jill Roord. Angledal. Well held by Marquise. Neat Manchester City build-up. Angledal unleashes from range, but it's a good hold by the goalkeeper. Mustaki. Testrup. Now Furness. Needs to check back. The ball stay in play from Amelie Testrup. Fortunately not. It's Kennedy. Now Greenwood. Hasegawa. Fowler. Teasing delivery towards Shaw. When Manchester City score, usually Bunny Shaw scores. She has her name on the score sheet and Manchester City have 3. Again, brilliant build-up from Manchester City. Change of wings for Mary Fowler, who's come over to this near side. Teases in a wonderful delivery. Just offers the chance for Bunny Shaw to get on the end of it. And of course, Bunny obliges and nods Manchester City into a 3-0 lead. Last season's top WSL goal scorer is off the mark. And the rest of the WSL better take note. 20 WSL goals last season, 31 in all competitions. She has 1 in the league now, 2 in a week after her Conti Cup goal scoring exploits against Everton. And still a good while on the time for this match alone. Lays out. Mustaki, lovely flick from Furness, but unable to find a teammate. Now Roord, space for Chloe Kelly. Looked like she was going to nudge it that way. Instead gave it to Alex Greenwood, who does in turn give it to Chloe Kelly. Another early delivery. Did away by Struck. Although Furness is passed towards Mustaki, is intercepted by Fowler. Lovely turn from Mary Fowler. Here's Hasegawa. Well defended again, though, by Naomi Lazel. I think it was Amy Rogers who stepped across there. Bristol City still sticking to their task. Defending resolutely. Here's Morgan. It's a lovely slide ball. And Shaw up against Struck. That's a lovely turn from Bunny Shaw. Mustaki concedes a throw-in. Lovely bit of invention, though, there from Khadija Bunny Shaw. Five minutes until the half. Manchester City lead by 3-0. Jill Roord opened the scoring after Khadija Shaw rattled the crossbar from close range. She nodded in on the line. Leia Alexandri then delicately flicked on. Delivery from Alex Greenwood for 2. And a few moments ago, Shaw had her goal. after a wonderful delivery from Mary Fowler. Shaw powerfully nodded the ball into the bottom corner to give Manchester City a 3-0 lead. They've had a lot of possession, had a lot of the ball, haven't created too many clear-cut chances, but they've been absolutely clinical when they have. And that is why they're one of the very best in the land. They've had it one back possession though here. Here's Chloe Kelly. Tries to nudge it on, it's found its way to Shaw. It's a good save from Marquise. Really good save from the goalkeeper. Bobbling about for Shaw. Had to take it early. In fact, very nearly comes off a left standing foot. She loses her footing. It's even more difficult for the goalkeeper, who stood up well and punched it away for a corner. A corner that Alex Greenwood will take. Chloe Kelly always a short option, as is Yui Hasegawa on this occasion. Drilled in towards the near post and scuttled away. Morgan, lovely clip round the corner to keep the ball in play. Testrup now, intercepted by Kelly. Testrup gets a touch on it, but Greenwood wins that first. And now the ball's into Bunny Shaw. It's another really good save from Marquise. Made a number of really important saves, Kayla Marquise, in the City goal. Stopper on loan from Arsenal. Some incredible work. Another corner for Manchester City. Another opportunity for Chloe Kelly and Alex Greenwood to cook something up. It will be Greenwood to take. Another in-swinger towards the near post, headed away again at the near post. Space for Alexandri. Morgan. Kelly. Greenwood into Roard. Gives the ball away though to Carrie Jones. Jones nudges it inside, looking for Napier. Manchester City swarm and win the ball back. Morgan. Run from Shaw has been spotted and finds a teammate. Lovely ball from Esme Morgan. Lovely turn from Shaw. Alexandri looking for a second, instead slides it to Hasegawa. Lovely play from Manchester City. Tried to just arc the ball into the far corner. Yui Hasegawa runs around it to suit her right foot, but it's another good save from Marquise. Now Greenwood. Kennedy chops in field, keeps possession, but now Rachel Furness has the ball. Crowded out. Kennedy into Roard, under a bit of pressure, but retains possession and gives it to Yui Hasegawa. 5 additional minutes at the end of this first half. Alexandri. Hasegawa. Kelly. Early delivery. Defended by Struck. At the end of the first of 5 additional minutes in this first half. Kelly this time to take the corner. Stunned towards Rord. It's well defended, but Angledal's going to keep tearing away at the ball. Instead gives it to Fowler. Towards the far post. It's a free header and it's a brilliant finish, and it's a second for Jill Rord. City players were queuing up for that one, and Jill Rord has her second of the afternoon and her third in Manchester City blue. Great play from Fowler yet again, and it was Rord who got in front of her teammate Kennedy to head home Manchester City's 4th of the afternoon. They have been brilliant at times in the first half, and they've now really cemented themselves into what looks like an unattainable, unachievable recovery mission for Bristol City. Keating. Chance of Jill Rord's on fire coming from around the Joy Stadium. Certainly living up to its name this afternoon. Manchester City have been a joy to watch in this first half. Teasing ball over the top, looking for Chloe Kelly. Shaw in the box looking for it. As is Esme Morgan. It's going to fall to Angledal. Try to reverse the pass back into Morgan. Now, can Bristol City cook something up? Here's Testrup. Now Mustaki. Intercepted. Mustaki again. Coming together between Chloe Kelly and Chloe Mustaki on this near side. And it's the Bristol City player who gets the decision. Furness. Now Jones. Good feet from Carrie Jones, but again, 2 or 3 Manchester City players immediately around her. Morgan to Kiara Keating. Still retained a position in goal and has been excellent for it, keeping Ellie Roebuck on the substitutes bench. Very highly rated prospect, but Ellie Roebuck, you're talking about a WSL legend keeping on the bench, despite her also age, which gives her a lot more time in the game. And now Manchester City are looking for a 5th. Very nearly Hasegawa played in Chloe Kelly, but not to be. Final few seconds of this first half. Alexandri. Jill Rord, who's bookended Manchester City's first half performance with the first and the fourth goals. Hasegawa. Angledahl. Chloe Kelly wants it. Chloe Kelly gets it. Squares it. Bunny Shaw. Manchester City have 5. And Khadija Bunny Shaw has her second of the afternoon. Half-time whistle is going to be with us imminently, but not before Manchester City have racked up another one. Again, brilliantly incisive play from Manchester City. Patient, pensive approach, and then all of a sudden they release, slide the ball into Chloe Kelly. She cuts the ball back. And at the second attempt after a good save from Kayla Marquise, Bunny Shaw nods into an empty net. The half-time whistle has gone now. Probably 30 seconds too late for Bristol City's liking, but Manchester City have been phenomenal first half. They have 5 at half-time here at the Joy Stadium. 45 minutes still to play. Manchester City 5, Bristol City 0. Let's have a look at some of that Manchester City brilliance in the first half then. Here's the opener, Angledahl's delivery. Shaw rattles the crossbar. Brave from Jill Ward to nod in on the line. Alex Greenwood, oh, so reliable from set pieces. Looped it into an area. Alexandri nods it on into the far corner for Manchester City to double their advantage. And it just kept coming. Mary Fowler, lovely delivery yet again. Bunny Shaw's off the mark. Seen that celebration plenty of times in the past. Seen it twice this afternoon. Wouldn't bet against not seeing it again. Here's Fowler involved again, another wicked delivery. Another header, this time from Jill Ward, her second of the afternoon. Her third in Manchester City blue. And then just as the half-time whistle was with the referee's lips, Khadija Shaw nods in Manchester City's 5th. A big ask before kick-off for Bristol City to come to who many perceive to be potential champions in waiting in Manchester City. The task has got a lot harder at half-time. It's Manchester City 5, Bristol City 0.
Excited, would say nervous, but nervous doesn't really suit me, so yeah, excited. We're passionate about what we're trying to do, we know what we're going after, we know it's going to be tougher than it ever has been, so very excited of what's to come.
I'm feeling really excited and curious in the new season to see how far we'll reach with Chelsea.
What excites me about this team is we've had very little disruption to the current squad, being able to bring in Jill Ward, who's a top player.
We have a new team together and I'm really excited to see how we can do in this WSL and looking forward to it.
We've had a good pre-season so far, 7 new signings who are bedded in well. It's going to take a little bit of time, but we're really pleased with the performance levels. We've had some tough games in pre-season, tested ourselves against European opposition.
I think it's going to be a big step up this year, but I think we're riding the confidence of promotion and we're hoping to really carry it into this year.
I'm looking forward to it. We've obviously got new players in, new manager in, fresh start, so yeah, I'm looking forward to the season starting.
The team goal is to win trophies. Right now we have the cup to give everything for and the league, so of course we want to win trophies this year.
Team goals for the season is to win. We want to be successful, we want to win trophies, we enjoy winning silverware, so that's got to be the aim. We're in it to win it.
We just need to work and improve on what we did well at the end of last season, compete with the top teams and be in and around it.
If we can be even better in the aspects of keeping the ball, be good at dominating the games, doesn't matter if it's top 4, if it's the rest of the league. We want to have our own identity and so basically just building on that.
I think it's just building on what we did towards the end of last season. We obviously have our internal goals, but as a team we'll be looking to build on what happened last season, yeah.
To be competitive, we want to make sure that we surprise teams, and that doesn't necessarily mean in the obvious ways, it means in the fact that we've got ambition, grit, we want to prove our point, we want to play football. And we want to make sure it's exciting for fans because they've been following us through this journey the last 2 years. So I want to make it just as enjoyable for them again.
Ooh, definitely hard-working
ambitious. Is that the right word?
Together.
Quality.
Driven.
Funny.
Passionate.
Togetherness is one word.
I think resilient as well.
Relaxed.
Good people.
Passion.
We love our fans, they're great.
The fans should come down and watch us because we will leave nothing in the tank. We'll put it all out there, we'll work our absolute socks off. So please fans, come and watch us.
We have a good team, we have a team that's passionate. We've got some talented players at this football club and we're really looking forward to seeing what we can achieve this year.
I really hope that we in Chelsea can put out a show for the fans, play some good football, show some winning mentality, both when it goes good, we want to do it even better, but also when it's not that easy. I think this season will be extremely competitive and yeah, there's no reason for the fans not to be there.
We're playing against some of the best players in the world, playing against some of the best teams, and it's our chance to make our mark.
The fans should watch Arsenal because we play good football, we play exciting football, we want to score goals and we want to have possession and dominate games.
They rock Walsall time and time again. The support towards last season was arguably one of the best in the division.
So get your tickets now, guys.
Our fans should look out for every new signing that we have made. Really interesting players with different qualities. So yeah, watch out.
Yeah, we're pleased with who we brought in. What we wanted to do with this recruitment was make sure that we added strength and depth competition for places. We needed goals, so Sophia Roman coming in is a big part of that. We're looking forward to seeing how she settles in.
Janice came in. I think she's very composed on the ball, and then I'd also say Deanne Rose because she's got a lot of experience in the league and she's very quick.
As I said, it's a very new look side, a lot of new signings, but I think that's exciting. We're a new look team, but we're excited to show what we can do.
We've obviously got to 5th spot for the first time, so I think what's different is the ambition and drive from the club is, you know, high from us, and hopefully we can do well this year.
New squad, we lost quite a few players last season. We've also got a new manager, so I think our style of play will change. Maybe the formations that we play within that, yeah, so quite a few changes.
Last season was a really tough season, but it was almost just about surviving, whereas now we've got a fresh slate, so everyone's really
top scorer off the mark inside 4 minutes, and it is a beautiful goal from Bethany England.
Needs to be Williams. Oh, how about that?
Close control by Ford.
Nicely done by Toon, and then the hit is in magnificently. beauty to double Manchester United's lead.
Will be mailing, it'll be over the wall, and it'll be in. And that is the equaliser, and it comes from a set piece.
Horton takes it, and Horton buries it. It is a fourth brilliant Manchester City goal. No scuffers or tap-ins here.
Neville lighting things up with a super strike.
Hi, I'm Sandy. I'm Kiara, and this is Save Reacts.
Rebecca Welsh takes the first look at the watch, and Chelsea might be able to win it here. It's Sam Kerr. She's clean through.
Oh, nice.
Stopped by Roebuck.
Big and strong
Yeah,
she is.
made herself big.
Nice.
Stop it.
Nah, Sam, that was a great save.
Oh, thanks.
See,
No,
and to
Maria,
like you didn't
was
even,
I,
to like you didn't even just pull off a worldie. Oh, nice.
Thanks, Kiki. We'll watch it again if we have to.
Ropes again.
Ooh.
Oh, this is it.
I thought this would be the one.
Reaction. And she just, that is a vial. She's just so.
Nah, she's over.
No, that was a great reaction too.
Yeah, right on the goal line. Alright, this is the other Roebuck show. Oh, I remember this one. Yeah, it was like the Chelsea
Nice.
one. Nice Roby.
Great positioning.
I think it was only like 1-0 this game or something.
Yeah. Love the facials as well.
Oh, she did well to stay up there.
Yeah, I would have been down. Nice, she's so open.
Yeah. Great defending, but we're not here to judge that, are we? But we shall.
It's all about the same. Great save, Rose.
I can't even remember the save that I did. Surely not going to show the goal.
Oh.
Nice, Kiki.
Get out of here. I'll just get out of my house.
Oosh. Sent for the shots. Nice, Key. Seemed big.
Big. And up for the rebounds. Come on.
Welcome back for the second half here at the Joy Stadium. Manchester City firmly in control after a dominant first half display. They lead by 5-0 against Bristol City. It was Jill Roord who opened the scoring after a Khadija Bunny Shaw effort that rattled the crossbar. Roord nodded in on the goal line. Alexandri then headed in from Alex Greenwood's delivery. Bunny Shaw then got involved in the goal scoring herself before Roord added a fourth, and then right on the stroke of half-time, a second for Bunny Shaw. Big team talk for that Bristol City team at half-time, I'm sure. And there has been change at half-time. In fact, a double change at half-time. Marie Ward and Fionn Morgan both taken to the field. So we'll run you through the starting 11s for the second half in just a moment. So back underway, Bristol City get us going. And it's Manchester City for Kiara Keating. In goal, a back four of Leah Alexandri, Alana Kennedy, Alex Greenwood and Esme Morgan. Yui Hasegawa, Jill Roord, Philippa Angeldal. And then a front three of Chloe Kelly, Bunny Shaw and Mary Fowler. Is Testrup. Opportunity for Bristol City to test early, and here's one of the half-time substitutes. Great feat, in fact, from Marie Ward. Here's Furness. Morgan chasing down Testrup. Here's Alana Kennedy. And Manchester City getting back into their rhythm. Greenwood. And Kennedy. Here's Jill Roord. And Fowler dancing away from the tackle of Napier and hauled back by Rogers. First yellow card of the game. The yellow card is directed towards Amy Rogers. Another opportunity for Greenwood. Similar position to Alexandri's header in the first half. Whipped in towards Greenwood. From Greenwood, sorry. Here's Hasegawa. Greenwood. Teasing towards the far post, towards Kennedy. It's a lovely delivery. Again from Alex Greenwood. It was Alana Kennedy who couldn't quite direct it forwards. Little flick over the top. Alexandri. And Greenwood. Roord. Overcooked towards Chloe Kelly. Hasegawa. Here's Greenwood. Here's Greenwood. Kennedy. Just confirmed those half-time changes for Bristol City. Then it was playing Mustaki and Carrie Jones to be replaced by Fionn Morgan and Marie Ward. There's a chance though for Manchester City. Really well defended though by Naomi Lazell. The flag was up anyway. Punched in towards the substitute Ward. Here's Morgan. Alexandri. Kennedy. Now Morgan again. Esme Morgan, of course. And Fionn Morgan actually nearly claimed possession for Bristol City. But it is with Manchester City still, and more specifically Yui Hasegawa now. Fowler, little clip round the corner for Angledal. Thrust in towards Bunny Shaw. It's a good punch from Marquise. Really good punch from the goalkeeper. Had to come a long way to claim it. Once you commit to coming that far out your goal, you've got to make sure you get something on it, and did excellently well. Flick over the top from Testrup, looking for Marie Ward, excuse me. Hasegawa. Now Greenwood. Now is a chance for Ward, half-time substitute, to make an impact. It's a tough ask in the second half for both teams, really. Manchester City know that the game is almost certainly in their, I was going to say, unthinkably losable hands, but there's real jeopardy on it unless something happens soon. Here's Bunny Shaw looking to add to that tally. But Bristol City also been in the game. It's not really been a game where they've been miles off it. They've just had to sit in at times and be more disciplined, whilst Manchester City have command of the football on 90% of the time, which a lot of teams will come here and do. Just been ruthlessly clinical in front of goal, Manchester City. They've played excellently well. In the second half now, it's a little bit of a testing plan for both of them, perhaps. How can Manchester City up at another level, and how can Bristol City react and try and take something from this, take positives in the second half performance? Here's Fowler. Morgan, Hasegawa tried to thread it into Alexandri. Greenwood. #101st appearance, going a lot better than the 100th that ended before the half-time interval against Chelsea last weekend for 2 bookings. Here's Fowler to slide the ball towards Khadija Shaw, and it was foul actually from Megan Connolly. Opportunity for Chloe Kelly to take over free kick duties on the far side. Plenty of options in the box. The usual suspects of Roord and Shaw will probably be in Chloe Kelly's eye line. Both on 2 goals, both searching for the hat-trick. It's a good delivery in. It's towards the far post. It's a good flick on, actually. Well defended from Bristol City body in there. Now Bristol City can race away. But Hasegawa leaps in. Made a career of that, Yui Hasegawa, being in the right place at the right time. Such a clever player. Angledal's pass is intercepted. It's a good second touch as well by Ward. Looking for her fellow substitute Morgan. Lana Kennedy wanted the foul. Won't win a foul. In fact, continued to throw in. Ten minutes gone in this second half. Still very much a Manchester City controlling performance. Certainly bright sparks in this start of the second half for Bristol City. And there could be one here from Morgan. It's well held from Kiara Keating. Lovely play from Testrup to cushion it back and catches it really well, does Fionn Morgan. Kennedy. Hasegawa. Lovely ball towards Chloe Kelly. Struck had to step across. Hasegawa. Alexandri. Morgan, now Kelly. Angledal. Neat little return to Chloe Kelly. Teasing towards Bunny Shaw. Well punched again. Hasegawa. And Shaw. I think Hasegawa was trying to control it. Instead, it popped off towards Shaw and on the swivel, unable to find the roof of the net. It's struck. Morgan. Rogers intercepted by Hasegawa. Oh, Angledal. Alexandri. Kennedy. Morgan. Lovely switch of play to Mary Fowler. Already got 2 assists to her name. She's looking for a third towards the far post. All the way back to Kiara Keating. There's a number of big tasks coming Bristol City's way, of course, this season, but they take on Arsenal at Ashton Gate next weekend. Huge opportunity, though, and already record-breaking numbers that will be in attendance to support Bristol City. It will be a fantastic afternoon when Arsenal turn up. Packed out Ashton Gate, and hopes and dreams of something special going on the pitch as well. A week later they travel to London to take on West Ham in the WSL, and then Arsenal again, this time away in the Conti Cup, second week of November. For Manchester City, it's a trip to Leicester City next weekend, and a very different Leicester City side to the last time Manchester City played there. I mean, a resurgent Leicester City side. Only Chelsea and Manchester City have picked up more points in 2023 in the WSL than Leicester City. They've been formidable. The turnaround that Willie Kirk has put on for the Foxes has been outstanding, so that will be a real test for them. Here is Angledal and Hasegawa and Chloe Kelly and Shaw. Lovely chest touch. Back to Alexandri, Greenwood, Roord. Popping the ball around Manchester City. Lovely stamped up towards Greenwood from Mary Fowler, and it's well defended in the end by Bristol City. Looked like tried to play out a little bit and tried to find Morgan and Napier on this right side, unable to do so, and that sky blue wave continues to come at them. Shaw, lovely turn, wriggles away from the challenge. Still going, Khadija Shaw. Here's Fowler. Mary Fowler. Alexandri. Roord. Kennedy. Hasegawa. Kennedy, oh, it looked like a fantastic pass, and Lazell did just about enough. Just enough to make sure that Angledal had to second guess whether the ball was going to get through there and throw in his Bristol Cities. Be a change for the visitors, and it will be Scylla Struck, who's going to be replaced by Ella Powell, Welsh international. Ella Powell. Their third change of the afternoon. Essentially a change in formation as well. Powell has started the previous two WSL games at right back. Bit of confusion over what's going on the far side of the pitch there. 3 or 4 players involved and all looking as confused as one another, looking towards the referee to see which way the decision has gone. It's gone the way of a Manchester City free kick. Alexandri. Now Angledal. Back to Kelly. Alexandri. Kennedy. Switch of players intercepted. Only as far as Alexandri though. Into Fowler. Oh, Mary Fowler still going, has been brilliant so far this afternoon. Roord. Hasegawa. Hasegawa uncharacteristically caught in possession. Lazell. Intercepted by our opposite number, Alexandri. Here goes City's number 4. Intentional nutmeg there. Lazell wasn't having any of it. Just clipped the ball away. Now Testrup. See the frustration on Amelie Testrup. 64.5 minutes played here at the Joy Stadium. Manchester City 5 goals to the good after some quite exceptional first half play. Jill Roord with a couple, Khadija Bunny-Shaw with a couple, Leah Alexandri also on the score sheet. Second half, Bristol City have had a little bit more of the ball, but still find themselves with a mammoth task of getting back into this one. Here's Roord on a hat-trick. Jill Roord striving at goal. Kennedy. Angeldal shapes it towards Khadija Shaw. Shepherded out by Jamie Lee Napier for a Bristol City goal kick. They play short. Here's Lazell. Fowler. Greenwood. Brilliant feat from Alex Greenwood. Still going, Alex Greenwood, and wins the foul. Wonderful play from the City skipper. Now another opportunity for City to put some danger on that Bristol City penalty area. Looks like it's Chloe Kelly that's going to take this one with an in-swinger. Change to usual listings of Alex Greenwood, although she's there for a short option as Chiara Keating needs a bit of medical attention. Clutching her right calf there. Hopefully nothing too menacing, because she's had a very impressive start to this WSL season. Although if there ever was a massive underline of how talented this Manchester City squad is and how capable the group is, one of the substitutes is number 1 Ellie Roebuck, Lioness champion, pretty much an ever-present for Manchester City in previous seasons. Rarely would you see any change to proceedings that didn't include Ellie Roebuck. There will be a couple of changes imminent. You can see Ruby Mason, Jess Park getting ready. But whilst they are getting ready, let's tell you about some more football you can get involved with this afternoon on FA Player. Kicked off at 2 o'clock in the Championship, Watford versus Lewis. Newly promoted Watford, of course, against Lewis. And then this afternoon, 4 o'clock, back in the WSL, Brighton and Hove Albion against Tottenham Hotspur. Should be a good game, that one as well. Plenty of great games lined up over the next few weeks as well, so make sure you keep across FA Player for all of that, live and free, of course. Thankfully, it looks like Chiara Keating's okay. Certainly the 2 changes that Manchester City had prepared in Jess Park and Ruby Mace will not be a replacement for Chiara Keating. Interesting to see who does get the nod, though. I have a feeling that either Jill Roord or Bunny Shaw would be too pleased to see their numbers up on the board, but I wouldn't anticipate it is either of those anyway. Both on a hat-trick, both looking for a hat-trick, both in the box, anticipating a delivery from either Chloe Kelly or Alex Greenwood. It is Chloe Kelly, and it's towards Jill Roord. Here's Hasegawa. Loaded again towards the far post. It's going to pop back, is it? No, not quite for Bunny Shaw. Here's Testrup. Lovely turn. Brilliant second turn as well from Amelie Testrup. Does exceptionally well. And Kennedy took collision. Okay, she's back on her feet as well. And we will see those 2 changes now. In the first one, we'll see Esme Morgan depart. And also Philippa Angeldal Ruby Mace and Jess Park on for Esme Morgan and Philippa Angledal. Jess Park, who was very impressive last season on loan at Everton, and then scored against Everton in the week in the Conti Cup win for Manchester City. Hugely talented, versatile, dynamic midfielder. No doubt go on to make copious amounts of WSL and England appearances. Very highly thought of, very highly rated, and on the evidence of last season and her appearances for Everton, already very much in the mould of a WSL regular, although being a WSL regular is difficult to come by with the talent and the quality and the depth that Manchester City have. So she has 20 minutes to make an impact from the bench this afternoon, as does Ruby Mace, who's taking the free kick now. Again, capped at youth level for England. Made her debut a couple of years ago now in the Conti Cup. Another player very highly thought of here at Manchester City. Signed from Arsenal a few years back. Here's Greenwood. Here's Mace. Alexandri. Fowler. Into Park. Now Jess Park. Fowler. Towards Shaw. Furness does well. She's forced to concede. Throw in though. Another opportunity for Manchester City to press forward. Just a shade under 20 minutes to play here at the Joy Stadium in a sunny Sunday afternoon in Manchester. Don't let the sun deceive you though, it is still very crisp. Flick round the corner looking for Ruby Mace. Kennedy and Greenwood. Mace. Pass is intercepted, looking for Chloe Kelly, but Kelly will retrieve it. Keating seems to have shook off that discomfort, and Manchester City are back to a full complement, all playing 100% by the look of things, thankfully. Greenwood. Stepping forward now, Alex Greenwood. Into Yui Hasegawa. As well to keep hold of possession again. Kennedy. Rord. I think it was probably meant for Fowler, but Rord retrieved it instead. And now here is Mary Fowler. Towards the far post, towards Chloe Kelly. Can Hasegawa keep it in? She can, at the expense of a throw-in. It is certainly a learning experience, the first few weeks of WSL season for Bristol City, and not just that, but two youngest average starting 11 ages coming into this one were Manchester City and Bristol City. Manchester City just a shade over 25 years old of an average age. Bristol City 24 years, which again tells you all you need to know. Brooke Aspin, Naomi Lazell, two of the centre halves that are playing today, 18 and 19. Carrie Jones, who departed at half-time, 20. A lot of the players that are coming on are very much learning their trade still at this level, and no doubt go on to have exceptional careers of huge amount of ability, huge amount of talent in this Bristol City team. And Remember, it's not the way that you start the season, it's certainly how you finish, as Leicester City will prove very much so last season. A lot of people writing them off at the start of the season, then written off again at Christmas before a wonderful resurgence, and Bristol City will certainly learn a lot from this outing this afternoon. Look ahead to the games. I mean, the game against West Ham in a few weeks is absolutely huge. And then have to look at the teams in and around as well. Brighton and Hove Albions, and see how they get on there. But here's another chance for Manchester City. Fired across goal from Fowler. Well defended again, though. Well, that's not fully clear. Chloe Kelly. Lazell able to keep it in. So did Ella Powell, did really well to keep it in, but only as far as Hasegawa. Fionn Morgan lashes it along the touchline. Clears trouble momentarily. Greenwood. 15 minutes to play here in Manchester. Still Manchester City 5, Bristol City 0. 5-0 at half-time, of course. 2 for Jill Roord, a double for Bunny Shaw, and Leah Alexandri as well. All 5 goals coming in the first half. Here's Greenwood out to Kelly. Goes towards the byline. Drills it across goal. It's up from Lazell. Still bouncing in a dangerous area, and Marquise to come out and punch it after it had bounced in the 6-yard area. Here's Mace. Kennedy. Clipped out to Fowler. Park on the overlap. Instead thrusts it in towards Shaw. Alexandri. Kelly. Driving past Morgan, dances infield. Referee says no foul. Ruby Mace can pick up the possession anyway. Here's Alexandri. And Fowler. It's so influential this afternoon, Mary Fowler. Had a hand in a couple of the Manchester City goals and been involved in pretty much everything they've done well. An attacking outlet. Here's Park. Jess Park driving in field. Opens up to try to find Shaw. And Keith can come out and claim. Intercepted by Alexandri. It's on the toes of Napier. Roord into Shaw. Try to roll around Brooke Aspin. Aspin did exceptionally well. Really well defended by Brooke Aspin. Another change for Bristol City. It'll be Amelie Testrup, who's going to be replaced by Tiana Tisa. Amelie Testrup, who had 2 in 2 coming into this. He's had little of the ball this afternoon. A few opportunities to affect the game, but has done a job for her team and certainly led the line in terms of effort and application well. She'll be replaced by Tiana Tisa. Made her first start in January in the FA Cup against Lewis, whilst part of that championship side. Another player with high hopes from the southwest of the country. Those in Bristol really think that they've got a good group of young players who will develop and will improve the season goes on. Tiana Tisa is certainly part of that. And the evidence of this second half, you would absolutely agree with that as well. Mace, Alexandri. Thrown over towards Bunny Shaw. Towards the far post. Header at goal. It's going to fall to Hasegawa. Parts of the City ground thought that was in. Some of the home fans in the north stand thinking that might have nestled in the corner. It's the side netting that's rippling from Yui Hasegawa. Not known for her goal-scoring prowess, but when she does score, she seems to score brilliant goals. There's another chance here for Jess Park. Rord. Still going, Jill Rord. Inches away from her first Manchester City hat-trick. Big deflection. Arrow powder from Naomi Lazel. It's out for a City corner. Manchester City still on the hunt for a 6th. Conversation to be had between Shaw, the referee, and Lazel, who's on marking duties as Bunny Shaw heads towards the goalkeeper. Here's Chloe Kelly with the in-swinger. Two optimistic shouts for handball. It seemed it bounced up and hit the side of Marie Ward rather than anything else. He's Park. Kennedy. Greenwood. Chloe Kelly. Still going, Chloe Kelly. Wants to wind one up and does. Well held by Marquise. Such a danger when edging in from that left-hand side. Chloe Kelly onto her favoured right foot. Just tried to whip one in the near post. Catch the goalkeeper out, but Marquise very aware of it and equal to it. Here's Rord. Mace. Hasegawa. Greenwood. Fired out by Kennedy to Alexandri. Greenwood. Hasegawa. Triple change being readied by Manchester City. Dana Castellanos going to come on for Jill Rord, so no hat-trick in City Blue for Jill Rord this afternoon. She'll be replaced by Dana Castellanos. Steph Houghton also going to come on the pitch for another City goal scorer in Leia Alexandri. And Yui Hasegawa for Laura Coombs is the final Man City change. Steph Houghton's 175th WSL appearance, equaling Jill Scott, and up to joint 5th on the all-time WSL appearance list. Also won more WSL games than any other Steph Houghton, and that will tick over with another one, up to 124 wins this afternoon. And the final change in amongst all of that was Brooke Aspin for number 16, Emily Syme. Fired out towards Powell. Foul on the newly introduced Steph Houghton. Mace. Walton. Sweeping pass to Kennedy. Switcher played towards Bunny Shaw. Now Coombs. And Kelly. Greenwood. Kennedy. Castellanos. Trying to release Mary Fowler, but straight out for a goal kick. In fact, it's taken a deflection to be out for a corner. And Castellanos, another underlining example of the ability that Manchester City have to bring off the bench. Wonderful footballer, Venezuelan captain. The technical player side from Atletico Madrid a year and a bit ago now. Now the corners will be taken. Looking at now Steph Horton as well as Bunny Shaw. Just going to bounce for Chloe Kelly. Just popping around, wouldn't quite fall, and then when it did, a little bit too much traffic in the way of Chloe Kelly to prevent clear strike at goal. Marquise. Finally keeps it in. Now Tisa up against Steph Horton. Kennedy. Horton now to Kennedy. Greenwood. Comes the long pass forward instead nudges it to her captain. Now Fowler. Now Greenwood. Kennedy. Fires it down the line towards Jess Park. Whipped in towards the front post. It's well headed behind by Naomi Lazell. Needed to be dealt with. Bunny Shaw was lurking. Short to Coombs. Greenwood back to Kelly. Coombs on an overlap. Here's Greenwood. It was just over the top, it felt, of Bunny Shaw, unable to really get above the ball. He should be disappointed with that, actually. Player of Khadija Shaw's quality. It's a good chance for a hat-trick. As we approach the 89th minute. For a Bristol City throw-in. Napier. Furness back to Napier. It's a lovely ball towards Fionn Morgan. Back heels to Powell. Powell, lovely teasing cross towards the far post, well held by Kiara Keating. Five additional minutes at the end of the 90. It's at this point in the first half where Manchester City netted a fifth. 5 minutes left for Bristol City to stand tall against the second half onslaught that they've received, but they've defended exceptionally well in the second 45. Here is Bunny Shaw. He will be absolutely driven in search of a hat-trick. Player of the match is announced over the stadium announcement as Jill Roord. 2 goals and another fine performance for the summer signing for Manchester City. Talk about signing players to take you to the next level. Certainly Jill Roord is doing that so far for Manchester City. Here is Chloe Kelly's corner. Towards the far post. Coombs. It's a good block. And it will go out for a throw-in right in the corner. Needed to be blocked and was by Emily Syme. Greenwood. To Horton. Mace. Kennedy forced to go back to Kiara Keating. It's a lovely turn from Furness. Fowler. Definitely needing a mention in terms of one of the standouts this afternoon, Mary Fowler. As is Chloe Kelly, who's on the ball again now. Ignores the overlapping run of Castellanos. Instead, sweeps it back. Greenwood. Punched into Coombs, who looks to loft it. And inventive sweeping pass in towards Khadija Shaw. Hoovered up by Kayla Marquise in the Bristol City goal, who has made some very important stops today. Still been on the end of 5 conceded goals. Kennedy. Castellanos. Mace. Horton. Final 90 seconds of the contest as Napier on the toes of Chloe Kelly. Horton tries to thrust one towards Jess Park. It's a lovely pass. The edge of the box, and Mace sweeps it wide for Chloe Kelly. It's a good ball in towards Bunny Shaw. Powell can just nudge it away, only as far as Kennedy, and now Mace again. Greenwood, Park. Shaw could be in. Bunny Shaw on a hat-trick. Brilliant save from Marquise. Tried to dance around the goalkeeper. Kayla Marquise stood firm and prevents Bunny Shaw from settling an afternoon with Manchester City 6th and her hat-trick. It is instead full-time. Bristol City have dug in the second half. But there is a big step up to the WSL, and they've felt it this afternoon. It's Manchester City who continue their march towards the top of the table. Frustrated last week, favourites, and formidably fantastic this. They prove once again to be amongst the very best in the land, and many feel if you finish above them this season, you'll go a long way to being WSL champions. It's a long season, of course, and tougher tests lie in wait, notably Arsenal in a few weeks. But they've put in a performance this afternoon that will let the rest know Manchester City are very much amongst it and feeling it. It's finished Manchester City 5, Bristol City 0. A absolutely clinical first half performance. Shaw rattles across Bub for Jill Ward. Nods in her second goal in City Blue and her first of the afternoon. Alex Greenwood's delivery nodded in by Alexandri. Great delivery, great header as well for City's second. A lot of possession, a lot of dominance, and a lot of intricate passing play led to this, and a wonderful Mary Fowler delivery before a brilliant Khadija Bunny Shaw header, her first WSL goal of the season. Before again Fowler involved, again a good delivery, and again a good header, this time Jill Ward, her second of the afternoon. Another good header into that near post. And then right on the stroke of half-time, Chloe Kelly punched out by Marquise, but only as far as Khadija Shaw, who nods in her second. And Manchester City's 5th of the first half. Big task in the second half to try and improve on that, and Bristol City stood firm, limiting Manchester City to very little. Yui Hasegawa there into the side netting, and then right at the end, looked like Shaw might have had a hat-trick, but Kaylan Marquise prevented that happening. Bristol City have many tough tasks this season, but probably none will be tougher than this one. Manchester City have shown why they are amongst the absolute elite. They've been fantastic today, and they've won by 5 goals to 0.